Hey guys, so it is a few days before I leave for my trip, and I wanted to show you guys what I am doing it in. Oh, there it is. 2009 Toyota 4Runner. Bought this thing from my boss for a pretty good deal. Had a few issues when I got it, but now she's pretty solid. She's got brand new tires put on it, Yokohama Geolanders. Tried them out a few times, they work really well, and they weren't terribly expensive. I got the winch and the light bar on the front, and under this cover it's a Super Winch Tiger Shark 9500. Got this nice poly cord here. It's rated for 9,500 pounds. The cord I think is rated for 12,000 pounds, so it's well within the safety margin. The winch plate itself is bolted straight into the frame, so it's not going anywhere. And I've tried this thing out a couple times, and it will drag this truck easily on dry pavement with the brakes, the brake pedal basically to the floor. Come around to the back. Oh, and before I get there, up top I got an ARB rooftop tent for camping out and sleeping. I can literally just, for the most part, park anywhere and set up camp. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes. Real nice and easy. Come around to the back here. Got a few things going on. Right here I just got a cheap dorm fridge. Eventually I'll upgrade to a real 12-volt refrigerator. It's not the most efficient way I have it set up, but it works pretty good, and it'll last the entire night on the battery, which is good enough for me. Over here, for the rare times that I'm going to be staying places where I have power, instead of just killing the batteries and just to give them a proper charge, an equalized charge and all that, and just take good care of them, I got this little onboard battery charger. It's meant for a boat, but it works perfect back here. Got the 1500 watt inverter that will pretty much run the entire trip. It's got the fridge hooked up to it right now. Reason I went so big is just so I could run other stuff if I had to. I just vacuumed the car, ran the vacuum cleaner off of it, didn't complain one bit. And when I was testing everything, I even ran the Keurig off of it. Probably not going to bring that on the trip though, but who knows. Right here I just got a cheapo 4G track phone, I think it is, Wi-Fi hotspot that cost me like 40 bucks from Walmart, and it's about $20 a month for the data, and that's how I'm going to keep updating the site, uploading my pictures, downloading maps, stuff like that. Just in this thing is just an auxiliary fuse panel that's connected to the second battery, and then I just added that little guy there with 3 always powered outlets, so if I can plug the air compressor in, I can draw 20 amps off of that without popping the fuse. Right here, this is just an LED flashlight that has the red and the blue LEDs in it for the night vision, and also the super bright white ones. In this compartment right here, I have just some tools, socket set, screwdrivers, quart of oil in there, hose clamps in case like I need to fix a hose or something like that. And sometimes that cover doesn't want to go back on right away. There we go. Alright, under here I have some more fluids. I got gear oil for the differentials, brake fluid, PB blaster if I have to get a stuck bolt off, antifreeze, and another couple quarts of oil. Right here's a spare tire, because underneath the stupid, what do you call that thing, cable broke, and I just couldn't get the part. And the other benefit to that too is it gives me quite a bit of extra ground clearance without the spare tire under there. Over on this side I got, it's a little messy, I'm going to clean it up, but it's I got paper towels, bungees, I got a 50-foot recovery strap, just regular tie down straps, jumper cables, and an extension cord. In this compartment here I got fire extinguisher, an ABC, spare tire kit, a jack. Over here I got a spare serpentine belt, It's actually the one that I just replaced on this, just because, you know, it's in good shape, but always want to go out with it with a spare. This PVC pipe is so I don't need a breaker bar to get the tensioner loosened if I need to. And it's flexible enough and strong enough that I don't have to worry about breaking anything under the hood either when I'm trying to fight the bolts or anything like that. I got a little camp hammock, just because, you know, why not? Right here, this thing is a first aid kit in this nice, tough, waterproof case. It's got everything you'd ever need if you get into an emergency. I got bandages, CPR mask. I got this thing, which you can use as a splint or a neck brace for if anyone has a neck injury or anything like that. And it's got syringes, all kinds of stuff in there. It's also got, like, you know, your Tylenol, Afterbite, aspirin, ibuprofen, that kind of stuff in there. Alright. Now, I keep some stuff in the doors too, just so it's easy to get at. In this door, I just have a coffee mug and a pair of work gloves and stuff like that in case I need to, you know, use the winch or move a tree or something like that. Right here, I got the winch kit. Like I said, in the back, I have a 50-foot strap under there. And in here, I have another 50-foot strap. So I got two 50-foot straps. I got a tree saver in there. I have 6 D-rings and a snatch block. In here, I just got random spare wires and chargers and stuff like that. Good use for an old USB cable, just so I can, like, hang a jacket, lantern, clothes, stuff like that up. Nice stainless steel Camelback water container, real nice, because, you know, I'm going to be going to the desert. Just got my regular standard tripod for your cameras. Right here, this little guy, that's a small inverter just to charge my laptop and stuff that I don't want to be running all the time. It's on a switch. It's on the dash. Got a spare case of, or a spare jug of windshield washer fluid, because I'm definitely going to be playing in the mud and I'm going to be going through that pretty quickly. This, I have just, you know, freeze-dried food and stuff like that. It's got about a 30-day supply, and it's got all kinds of meals and stuff like that. You just add hot water, so it's real easy. This, you know, just a lantern I just picked up from Cabela's. It's got all kinds of different modes on it. Okay, driver's door. In the door, I just keep a few protein bars in case I get, you know, hungry when I'm driving. I also have the controller for the winch, real easy to get, and just a few other odds and ends in there. Right here on the dash, I just have, you know, the switch for that second small inverter. That's going to, you know, charge my phone and stuff like that. I just got like a little cheap dash cam, works pretty good. This GPS, I just got to turn it on so it starts up. I'll get back to that. Is it's a Garmin, but it's the Garmin Montana, and it has, or I have loaded on it all the topographical maps and everything like that. And I got this nice little dashboard stand for it, and it's wired into the fuse panel in the back. And yes, I didn't have to have wires hanging all over the place because I kind of hate that. Right here, this thing, it's called a scan gauge, and if I'm not going to start the car because I got the onboard charger plugged in, but thing's on. But it basically just shows, you can program all different gauges in here. So right now I have it showing voltage, how many how much fuel I'm burning at the moment, water temperature, and instant miles per gallon. But it also acts as a data logger. So if I just go to the home screen, if I go to trip, it basically keeps track of my fuel economy for the day, how many gallons I've burned, maximum water temperature, how many miles I've driven, RPM, how many hours I've been driving, maximum speed, cost. I haven't programmed it, so that's definitely way off. It's probably set for whatever fuel prices was a few years ago. And yeah, it also can scan the check engine codes So if I run into a problem and it's something I can easily fix, I can scan it, I can clear the check engine light and all that. But I mostly just use it for the gauge feature that it has. GPS finally started up, so right now I just have it show the basics, the barometer, the heading, my current location and elevation. I can change that if I want. If I go into the map, you can see it is the topographical maps of the entire United States, and I did this on purpose because it has a lot of the off-road trails and hiking trails and all that stuff in there that the normal map route wouldn't have. It does not do turn by turn, but I can get, if I wanted to, I could get the maps that do turn by turn, but I really don't need them because I'm going to be using the app Waze on my phone for the highway and for the times, which is probably going to be a lot, that I do not have cell phone signal. In my center console, I got, just a regular Garmin GPS that I just actually updated the maps on, so it should have everything. Going back to that, in the center console, I have a water maker. Basically, I can just go up to a stream, stick the hose in, and fill water bottles and stuff like that. I forget how many stages of filtration it has, but it's got like the carbon filter. It takes bacteria and stuff out. Pretty sure it has a reverse osmosis membrane in it too. I kind of forget. But also in this little bag, it's got all kinds of different hoses and adapters. Just right here on the center console, I got the switches to control my lighting. Got my light bar kind of bright out, so you really can't see it. That button, that just is some neat feature with the 4-wheel drive. When I'm in 4 low and I'm coming down a hill, I can just hit that, turn it on, and the truck basically, I don't have to touch the brake or the gas. It controls its speed going downhill. The only thing wrong with this truck is that little exclamation point right there. And the check engine light's on, obviously, because it's not running and I have the key on. That is the tire pressure monitoring light. I was going to get it fixed, but it ended up just costing way too much, and it's like, you know what, I check my tires like weekly, so it's one of those systems that I can if it doesn't work, oh well, I'll live with it. But if anyone's wondering, that's my mileage, and she's running like a champ. Still no problems, goes down the road nice and smooth, especially with my new tires. And yeah, this thing is absolutely great. I hope to definitely get way more miles out of this thing. And judging from what other people have gotten out of these things, that's not even broken in yet. Going over here, I got my CB radio, and for talking to people on the trails and stuff like that. This also has weather alerts in it. So if it's on, it'll just, the National Weather Service issues a weather alert, it scans all the frequencies. It alerts me, automatically switches to that channel, so I'll always have constant weather updates. And I don't have the antenna hooked up right now. Hopefully doing that tomorrow. But yeah, it's real nice to have. In the glove box, I got some essentials. I have the tire gauge that is also an air down gauge. It's got the little button right here, so if I need to air down my tires, I could just use that instead of guessing. Multi-tool. It's got everything in it, cutters, scissors. I can use it to fix wires. It's got files, knives, all that kind of stuff in there. I got spare light bulbs in here. In this little compartment up here, you got, your basic paperwork, registration, all that stuff. And I also have a couple things of spare fuses, because I've added quite a bit to this electrical system. Nothing's overloaded. All my own stuff that I added. I never even touched the factory wiring, but it's always good to have fuses so you don't get stranded somewhere. Show you under the hood real quick. Okay, you can see standard Toyota 1GR FE 4-liter V6. Excellent engine, has a ton of torque, gets good gas mileage, and I've not had a problem in the couple years that I've owned this thing. Right here is the fuse panel that I added, or the relay panel that I added for all the accessories. All these relays are actually bigger, rated for more than what I need, just so they last longer and they don't get hot. Everything here is on these circuit breakers, and the wiring I've used is higher gauge than what I need, just to keep the heat down, and if something does short out, the wiring itself doesn't get hot, and these babies will pop long before the wires even begin to get warm. Right here is the battery isolator, connecting the two batteries together. This only connects the batteries together when the car's running, or if I run into a situation where my starter battery is dead. I have the switch on because I've been cleaning the car, listening to tunes, and I have the charger plugged in. But I can flip this switch up and it will link the batteries together so I can jump start the car using my auxiliary battery. But most of the time the switch is in a down position, and it comes on only when the car's running. So I don't forget about it, leave it on, and kill the batteries. And just because I had to be random, this is like a nasty looking, like I'm ready to launch missiles looking switch, I had to put that. Whatever. But all this wire that I use to connect the batteries, this is 2-gauge welding cable. It's rated for about 350 amps, and again, way bigger than I need, but better safe than sorry. And because it's so big, my voltage drop is extremely low between the two batteries. It's only 0.01 volts difference between the batteries when the engine's running. These two little fuse things, these are just little 5-amp fuses. They go to the indicator lights for the switches, and they also protect the relays here, so if something stupid happens and shorts out under the dash, this fuse will pop. I mean, I'll lose my accessories until I fix it, but again, it doesn't hurt to add an extra fuse. This one just goes, another 5-amp fuse. This goes to the coil on the isolator. All the ground connections and stuff like that, I cleaned them up nice and shiny. Put copper nose Cs on it so it doesn't corrode or anything. This obviously goes to the winch, but you can't really see it. But down there, I also upgraded the charge wire from a 4-gauge, which was a factory wire, and it's the same cable as this, the nice thick 2-gauge. But I ran it parallel with the factory wiring because I didn't want to mess the computer up or anything like that, or get any battery charge warning lights or anything like that. I also moved, again, you can't see it, but I moved the transmission breather and front diff breathers up nice and high, so if I go through deep water, they're not going to suck in anything. Over here is the auxiliary battery, and getting that to fit was a little bit of a pain, but eventually I got it. I had to build a custom battery tray out of that, I don't forget exactly what it's called, but it's like that stuff that you use for shelving. And then just a battery tie down from Advanced Auto Parts, and that thing is in there real good. It's bolted right to the fender. And also, just to balance the load out, I added extra grounds. So this ground, again, 4-gauge wire, goes for this battery. And then this wire goes right underneath to the frame, upgraded frame grounds. And also, you can't see it down there, but the engine ground has been upgraded to 4-gauge as well. Or not 4-gauge, 2-gauge. Again, the factory grounds are still there, so the computers and the sensors don't freak out, and everything runs happily. And all these additions that I have done, I have never touched the factory wiring, except for the wire that goes to the solenoid that actually runs off of the trailer charge wire. So when the trailer charge wire comes on, that comes on, and that only comes on when the engine's running. Just close that. Okay, on the passenger side, I keep a few other essentials in the door. Multimeter, in case I have to troubleshoot any electrical issues. A couple of these 12-hour red glow sticks. I got electrical tape, shrink tubing, a lighter so I can do the shrink tubing. What's nice about the shrink tubing is you don't need to use, well, it's recommended, but if you can't at the moment, you don't have to use solder. Makes a nice tight waterproof connection. I also, even though I memorized all this stuff, have all the data for what kind of fluids, like the transmission takes, differentials, oil, and it also tells me about how much. Again, don't need it, but it's good to have in case I have like a duh moment and forget it. Okay, just right here on the floor, I just have that power strip that's connected into the small inverter that's on that switch, so I can charge my camera batteries, charge the laptop, and stuff like that. This, sorry, can't turn it on because forgot to charge it, battery's dead, but that is going to have the HEMA Maps Explorer app, which is well worth the 20 bucks. It basically has similar maps to that, but what's nice about this is it can connect to the internet, and you can like get the routes for a lot of off-road trails that aren't really mapped very well. You can share your trips, you can download other people's trips, and it's just a really neat thing to have. This also has oh, it did turn on, okay, but the app also has like campsites where you can stay at, so you don't accidentally camp somewhere where you're not supposed to, or on somebody's public property, stuff like that. The passenger side rear door, I keep a set of these things, which are really nice because they have a crimper built into it. They have wire cutters. You can use them as a pair of pliers. You got sunscreen because I will burn instantly out in the desert sun, or really anywhere. It's a little thing of bug spray. I got a couple more of these around, but what's nice about these is they're cheap, they're small, and you can literally stick them anywhere. Also with my big tire repair kit, this is for like small things, if I run over a nail or whatever, you put this stuff in the tire and it seals it. But I also have a big kit, a real tire kit, but you know, just good stuff to have. In here I got another pair of work gloves, some maps, and tape measure, a few other essentials, another flashlight and stuff like that. And that pretty much sums it up. This is my 4Runner, and taking it out west. Hopefully, actually, you know what? I'm not hoping. I know this thing will make it. It's been a solid truck, and I absolutely love this thing. I'm going to drive this until it doesn't go down the road anymore, probably fix it and still drive it. So, that's my setup. I know there's definitely a few things that I missed, but yeah, so this is my first big trip like this, solo, and yeah, can't wait. So let me know what you guys think. Should I add some stuff? Should I get some more stuff? And yeah, and also when I'm out there, I will keep the site updated as much as possible. So, peace out, guys. One thing also that I forgot to mention, and this is pretty important. It's been in every car I've ever owned, and it's my good luck charm. And it's gone out west. This will be its third time going out west, and that is the Mystery Machine with Scooby and the gang. Can't forget about them.